My name is Lydia Akiding and I work with Bukedi Times. And today we are here at Imperial Royal Hotel where there is going to be a breakfast meeting, the very first of its own. Here there are going to be so many discussions about how to elevate Bukedi region out of poverty. And today we are expecting Dr. Monica Msenero, the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovations, as the guest of honor, and be part of this from the very beginning up to the end, as we as Bukedi Times bring you the updates. The participants who are expected to be in attendance today are the Bakedi who have been in the diaspora, those who stay in Kampala areas, and all Bakedi who have been attending the meetings that have been happening in Bukedi. And those who were willing to attend the meeting have all been welcomed today, and we expect them to exchange a lot of ideas for the good of Bukedi. And thank you so much for following us on X, YouTube, and different WhatsApp groups where we share the information regarding Bukedi, Eastern, and the entire Uganda at large.
I want to assure you that as all the entities of Dororo, people may not be here, but we are with this project 100 plus. We are beginning to receive funds from government. Some buyers entered in it, and there's discussion. But we have told government, Dr. Museni, people have been stealing money, Global Fund, Mabadi, Prime Minister's office, and the list is long. If some people stole cooperative money, they have been arrested. For us as Bakedi, North Bukedi and South Bukedi, we want our share, which government took, and we are going to continue to demand. Lastly, I think the next meeting, Honorable Minister, we need to invite the head of trade in Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I've had meetings with him. There are teams of investors from Middle East that are willing to come to Bukedi to put fund to support this vision. And the ambassador is willing to come and meet you and share from Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. And they have the resource, they want the goats, they want the cocoa, and they want the avocado and others. We have a list. So I think the committee and the think tank, we need to organize that meeting as the new year. We are handling it with my brother so that the next subsequent meeting will round the program for us. May God bless you.
If you will it is never a dream. And the dream will become a reality. I am one of the commercial farmers in Uganda, in Mbali, who had been selected. I have 15 acres of it. Because we constructed it together. I have 30 acres of cocoa constructed together. And I have 500 cocoa seedlings to give out to everybody, to every market.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I've worked with Monica Msenero. I've never seen Msenero working, Dr. Msenero work, put her energy in something that has never failed. Actually, when I was Assistant Commissioner at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Msenero was my principal epidemiologist at that time, and I think we set up the most commendable surveillance system for protecting Uganda against outbreaks and epidemics that is still recognized up to today. So this strategy, and why I think it will succeed, is quite well thought out. And Monica, what I want to say is, there might be naysayers, but those of you who have been in business school, you've read a book by Jim Collins called Built to Last. And they have what they call BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. This is a big, hairy, and audacious goal. Why do I think it can be achieved? The strategy is supported by a solid structure to deliver. Gudeco and all those issues and STI option. So I think we need to ensure that those structures move forward. The systems also seem to have been thought through. Most likely why we are here is for us to have the values and norms to achieve. I think that is what is likely to be the challenge. Changing the way we think about Bukedi, our own thinking system, our own mindset. And that has to change for us to be able to move this. Now, very many people thought, and I'm going to wind up, in 1960, when NASA said we shall have a man to the moon with JFK Kennedy, people thought it was a big, hairy, audacious goal. It was achieved. When Boeing in 1952 started making commercial planes, people thought it was not achievable. They were at that time making only military planes. It became achievable. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, what Dr. Monica has presented here is achievable. If you got a mindset change. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Mama Monica. You are now Mama. Mama Monica, we salute you for this effort.
Amen.
The reason why I'm here, and Papa Neruru will support me, is because I believe, and I'm sure the chairman believes, that we have a Bukedi. And we have fantastic stories. I think we should write a booklet about the old Bukedi. We had scholarships we were given by Bukedi. For me, when you said who comes from Toronto, you start up. Who comes from Butewo, I stood up. Who comes from Budaka, I stood up. Who comes from Kibuku, I stood up. We were lucky to we grew up as Bakedi. So it is possible. When I was in Nyakasura, we had a Bukedi Students Association. There was no Bukwere, there was no Samia. So the dream that we are having is to resuscitate what some of us, although we are in our evening, we experience. So we should be able to share what made Bukedi work, what made Bukedi tick. Because the strategies that were improved are the ones which are in this strategy. It is possible. So when we said this is the first time, we are resuscitating something very wonderful that we experienced, and it is possible. That's why I'm here. So I'm here to volunteer to join the team which will monitor the implementation. We want to have a team, a strong team, to do a monitoring strategy, and I will be on that team of monitoring the implementation so that I can whisper in every ear what happened. We say this is what happened. We need a strong implementation. Secondly, I will also be monitoring the engenderness of the implementation of the strategy. I'm not going to complain that I looked at the think tank and it was too masculine, but that is another story. We are going to work with that, but I'm going to monitor the engendering of this implementation of this strategy.
To my dear father, Dr. Nyaruru, I want to inform you that for us, we already enlisted on this course. We are there, we are already there. We are only calling for support because my ordinary farmers, they are saying we want to embark on this thing, but now the supply of seeds. That's why we are here to network, and I'm calling upon whoever has a seed which can be given these local farmers. Please, we are here, we shall embrace that. Thank you.
I need some clarity. Looking at the budget for the implementation of the strategic plan, the Honourable Minister mentioned somewhere that the money is expected to come from me, the government, and the investors. Now my question is about the me. I thought that me, I already make my contribution through the taxes I pay. Is there any other way I'm expected of contributing besides the taxes I pay? I'm Barbara Nankoma from Kamokoli. I'm a veterinary officer by training.
The fragmentation which has been there of Bukedi is beginning to thin. I think we should clap for ourselves. United we stand, divided we fall. Now, we have Budeco, which is spearheading the development initiative of our region. The challenge which is there right now, there are so many NGOs in our various places. These NGOs are somehow having almost the same vision, which Budeco is doing what? Is having. Based on what has been presented, we feel Budeco should be the organization which should drive the development for Bukedi. Now the question is, how can we have these fragmented NGOs which are repeating so many projects which are being implemented join Budeco? I don't know whether there is a plan for that or not. This is a question which I think I will need some response. Thank you so much.
I come from Butaleja. I'm a commercial farmer. Mine is just a brief addition on what our Honorable Minister invited you to do. All of us in this room, if we chose seriously to go back home and do something, this number alone will turn around the economy of Bukedi. I've had chance with this in many countries. The Chinese call their homes industrial homes. Not industry for manufacturing, but for generating income. He has said, come home and either have an acre of coffee or coke. But I'm saying, if you don't have land, because Kampala people always say you don't have land at home for farming. I want to invite you to look at another enterprise, like a poultry, where me have gone in seriously. I'm specializing in the sasso chicken and the broilers. If you don't have land for this coffee and the plants, you can just have a few meters and even make a locally made structure for poultry and you can make money. Did you know that the eggs eaten the whole of this time are coming from Uganda? Did you know that? For example, eggs are eaten in every training center in the Bukedi. Those making chapati and eggs. Did you know that there is a ready market there? So I want to invite you, in addition, in supporting what my chairman, Mr. Jarud, said, that each of us should assign himself or herself to do something at home. Make your home an industrial home. Generate income. Sit down with your children and start something. If you may not be there to look after the chicken, you start cook, which you can just visit once a while. You make wonders and you turn around the economy of Bukedi. I want to invite you and appreciate you for honoring our invitation. Thank you very much.
I'm also offering to reduce for the bucket the price of cocoa seedling to 1,000 seedlings only. Wow. And lastly, you are invited to come and see my cocoa farm and learn. I have a trainer here and I already introduced her. And thank you very much. We are ready to serve the region. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Frederick Omabwire. I introduce myself. I come from here. And one thing we need to know is in farming, we need to consider the agroecological zones. Zones where it can grow similar crops or do similar things. But we have pendulum projects, pendulum activities like poultry farming. You can do it anywhere. The advantage we have with the Bukedi zone or sub-zone is that we are almost in the same agroecological zone. You can grow cotton anywhere, from Kibuku to Lumino. You can grow most of these crops anywhere. We have that advantage. And when we shall be talking about value chain development, marketing aspects, it will be very easy. We shall start from another gear. What is critical in phase 1 is people to know that commercial farming does not mean you have a lot of land. Anyone with a small space, even when we talk about a quarter acre, depending on what you are doing, like the person who talked about poultry, you don't need 10 acres, 50 acres. It is a question of mindset change. We need to think about changing the mindset. how are we aggregating whatever we do to be able to start? We are seated in this room with these board decisions, boardroom decisions. We are likely to scare some people who we have left at home. We need to encourage them to start. We need to promote indigenous knowledge. Commercial farming is a bit expensive. You put in a lot, and sometimes you don't get, which is so scary to people in the rural areas. So we need to change the mindset. Personally, I would like to support that. Thank you.
Options are being laid on the table. If I understood better the discussion, coffee, cocoa, and other things. My question is, are we going to have that time to be inducted and also to have an assessment to say that this zone, this particular crop can do better? Because we may end up misfiring because of the excitement. And if that is to be done, maybe we need to have a time frame when that can be done. Thank you.
I wanted to find out what is the procedure for somebody to become a member of Budeco. Also, I'm also interested to know, Mama, about Budeco. You promised us that someone is going to come and present. Would love to know more the legality, the members, if possible, about the Budeco. Mama Senero, we are very convinced that this idea, the strategic plan we launched in Butevo, is going to work. We want to assure you, as young people of Bugwere, Bukedi, we are going to work together to make sure this happens. Actually, you requested us to make a commitment. From here, Mama, I'm going to organize myself and my wife to begin immediately to be an example to some of the people in Budaka. I'm going to begin growing cocoa immediately from this meeting. Lastly,
how many acres?
I have 4 acres which I'm going to begin with.
Thank you very much. Let's go for him.
Just as I'm closing, I just wanted to request Mama. Recently, when we were launching the strategic plan with the president, we had a lot of propaganda in Bugwere. I know, Mama, you're very much aware where people were campaigning this strategic plan and the think tankers. I'm requesting you that let us go back in Bugwere, in Bukedi, and we do more mindset change. We organize meetings at the local level. Yesterday I was on social media and I was following one of the gentlemen who made a post yesterday, he campaigning this meeting, that why are we in Kampala, not in Bukedi. I request Mama that let us have such an engagement, and I chairperson who is at the front of this and the committee. We request you let us go and mobilize our people. We are going to be the agents. It is starting with us. It is starting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I work as a director of policy and planning under Operation Wealth Creation. I've seen people's documents passing around my boss being funded, but Bukedi was nowhere. So for now, I'm very sure we are now at the right track, and all that is courtesy of our minister and the organizing team. Practically, I'm a practicing farmer. I have cocoa, coffee, and poultry. So you are speaking to the converted, and I am available, since it is my area of proficiency, to help my people. My master is in agriculture extension and education. So literally, I am a trainer of the Rio Village people. Other political issues you know, but today we came here to talk development. Thank you very much to allow him to give me the mic, at least to say something. Thank you.
So let me take this opportunity. Yes, sir. The apology. It's not an apology. why there might be a concern why there are few members of parliament present. I can assure you confidently that we are few, or we've been here 12 us, because all what has been presented here, the members of parliament have been happy. Now, this meeting was only called for the people to bring in their ideas. What I can say, this strategic plan has gone on the stages. We presented it to government. All Bakedi members of parliament unanimously represented this under our able leadership, Honorable Osei. We presented this to His Excellency the President. And I can assure you, the President is saying that for the first time in the history of Bakedi, since he got to power, this is what he was yearning to see. It was his first time to see that this issue has been unanimously come together and brought up these ideas. The President adopted it immediately. We did it last month. And then the Minister, we thank you. He has coordinated this. Now, why are we here? We are here to see how we can really bring up Bakedi. As leaders of Bakedi, the members of parliament, and I know even you people, we have one issue which is we are struggling with is poverty in Bakedi. As a leader, I'm suffering, but I know as the dreams of Bakedi, some of us you go for Christmas, you are worried how you are going to manage the people down in your small villages. That is a big problem. And the strategic plan and the reason why you are here is to start how do we attack the animal which has people removing poverty. So as we discuss the matter, the issues here, we as the leaders, we didn't want to move alone. We didn't want to say that one is in Senero thinking and what have you. I know many of you from where you come from, you also small villages, when you speak, people listen. I can assure you, you come from a parish, you come from a sub-county, when you speak to those people that this is happening, the people will listen. Now, this is just to cause you to go down and disseminate information that this is happening in Bakedi this time around. That we are ready to start really arresting the issue of poverty in our region in Bakedi. We cannot do it as the member of parliament. I can't do it in Ikiki and I manage alone. But if we see chair, we can handle it and we see ourselves moving forward. That's the intention of this meeting. We have now a strategic plan, well intention, well thought through, and I can see I had many people here presenting themselves with different kinds of professional qualification and education they have acquired. And these are all from Bakedi. Why not now that all that you got, the education, the experience, the profession, can be put together and we develop Bakedi? That's my clear call to all of us here. And I really thank you so much. As leaders, honorable members, we cannot do this alone. We bring you on board and we request you, much as things others may criticize, the intention that when we speak to you, you will know it and you will be able to even defend certain areas where one is misleading the public. Now people are poor, our people are really stuck in poverty. It's easy for one to mislead them. But with your knowledge that now the information is good, I believe you can pass on the right information to that population that this is happening and let them support it.
The only appeal to colleagues here, first of all, it is an honor to be part of this meeting and part of you today as Bakedi. The appeal from the district local leaders is that we have a group of people who are empowered, people who can talk to the community. Only us as leaders down there, we can't wait. Therefore, when you get opportunity, because ours is to mobilize, you and me have a role to play in mobilizing the community. The appeal is that once in a while, when you come around Bukedi, get time and talk to 1 or 2 people, there we shall change our society. I thank you.
The people from Bukedi, I think it is still morning. Good morning to you all. I introduced myself a little earlier. Once again, I'm Elia Isali. I teach at the School of Economics at Bakedi. I join everyone who has spoken in thanking the leadership of Dr. Monica Musenero and indeed the team that has put the plan together and that is taking us to the next level that we all desire to be. Thank you so much. The strategic plan is a very good document. It's quite clear. The visualization is quite clear, and also the activities in there, I think, are quite clear, and they will lead us to where we want to be. The thing then that we all need to work on is the implementation plan for this strategic plan. What is going to be the implementation plan for the strategic plan? Now, I want to make a few suggestions. From everything that the Honorable Minister presented, we notice that we are going to require a certain institutional arrangement. We are going to require a framework that leads the development in an orderly manner. That is going to be extremely important, and that for me is one of the key points that I pick from the Honorable Minister's presentation. How do we progress in an orderly manner and in a manner that is sustainable, so that we see transformation taking place sustainably and reinforcing itself. That is what we need to be deliberating on as part of our implementation strategy and plan. And at the heart of any orderly development, we are going to require structures, we are going to require institutions at the lowest level. So what institutions are we going to build at the village, at the community, at the parish level to adapt and sustain the progress that we are looking for? So at some stage, as part of this journey, we are going to have to come together again and visualize these institutions so that the development and the transformation is sustainable and taking place in a very orderly manner. These could be religious institutions that are driving change in some way. They could be private entrepreneurs. They could be schools. They could be systems that are cooperatives or banking centers, but we will have to do this in a very organized and orderly manner. That will make the difference as to whether we will be able to implement this plan or not. Now that is going to take some time to visualize these institutions, put them in place, and embark on implementation. In the meantime, though, my suggestion is we can take advantage of the already existing government initiatives. Of course, we have a number of them that we are all conversant with, but with that, we have across the Bukedi sub-region, I was counting on Wednesday, we have 31 agro-processing facilities that were procured by government, I think between 2010 and 2017. Some of these are maize mills, some are rice coolers, some are milk coolers, and all of these. So, Honorable Minister, as a first step, as we try to commercialize agriculture, and as you have rightly said, we need to add value. So how do we take advantage of what there is already? And these, most of them, we have the numbers, the director policy here from modern UC. Most of them are actually not being used at all. Others are underutilized. We can take advantage of this right away and get certain things running. Then once we have that one doing the value addition, the processing and marketing, then we will go into the next step now of getting the right institutions to drive and sustain change, because it's the only way and the only way we will transform sustainably and meaningfully. So that should be coming next. And then along with the institutions, we will be identifying our own philosophy and model. So which of the activities will be done by government and state institutions, which one shall we leave for the private sector as you have guided and other entrepreneurs, which one will be done by faith-based institutions so that they are left with those, and who will do what in this journey. I think at some stage we need to resolve that, and we can keep reviewing along the way and see what is working and what is not working. So, Honorable Minister and the entire team that has put this together, we most sincerely appreciate. But I think we need to rally behind you and do transformation in such a way that it is meaningful and that it is sustainable. And once again, I think the only channel that can do that for us is if and only if we are able to nurture structures, nurture institutions that will make this possible and make it possible in a sustainable manner. Thank you so much.
We are doing many, first in the continent, we will be doing a lot of vaccines, we will be doing a lot of MABs, which is monoclonal antibodies, we would be doing biosimilar, anti-cancer, which generally no one in Africa is doing. So we would be in a different league than any other pharma company in Africa. They biopharma resonate with the ethos of Bukedi development consortium, poverty to prosperity. The thought which you have, the same thought our founder is having for the country. We would have a big number of employment with the time. The target is we will have as many as 40,000 employment for the countrymen through the group of the company. Okay. The way Minister has already cited that all things are created twice, first in mind, then in reality. The similar way Dr. Magula has a vision, he has created a thought of that kind of infrastructure, that kind of organization, which would not only be the biggest, it would be the best in the continent. We say in our company that we have one team, one dream, and all winners. So as a team, currently we have more than 200 people. We all are working for his dream to make it best pharmaceuticals manufacturing company in the continent. One thing which my brother shared there, that he has done paracetamol with cassava starch. So the good news is we are also putting a factory of API. We would be doing API starch from cassava, so that lot of other countrymen will be benefited through that particular project. So these are a few things to touch upon as far as Debai Pharma. Time is less, so I will not take much time. My all the best wishes to Dr. Monika's vision, and I would say that we are blessed to have a leader like her. And you know, I am mesmerized by seeing 2040 Bukedi. It is so mesmerizing. So congratulations to you, and I am sure together we will reach there. Thank you very much, and have a good afternoon.
Mulungi ali ku Bukedi Times. My name is Kiria Onkoni Chalo Chitakaidembe. Tubadde wano ku Imperial mu kibuga Kampala, era Bakedi gye bakumbaine okuva mu district C omusanvu egiba kumbaaniamu omuli Obutebo, Palisa, Kibuku, Budaka, Butaleja, Tororo and Busia. Bombo n'abagungumali abali abazwe ababairenza abayizire kanu ababaire mu Kampala muno nga tibatera kuoneka bona bayizire anu waliwo n'abazwire omu byalo nga abaire bejumbira meetings egibaire eyo eja Bukedi development strategy. So batumwire ku bintu bingi omubaire ensonga y'emyanyi, ensonga ya cocoa, fishing, dairy, bintu bingi era ng'omugeni omukulu abaire Dr. Monica Musenero, Minister of Science, Technology and Innovations. She delivered a very wonderful opening remarks. There were some reactions from the audience of Bakedi, and the response has been okay. And nengeri gyayigairemu ekintu kino kibaire kisa era abantu bakyembula esingire eno bakobere nti this is the only way to go. And Dr. Marina nakoba nti this is one of the things ebiyina okukwata ku buli muntu omubukedi kubanga bonoonera ebiseera bingi. So that has been that. My name is Kiria Onkoni Chalo Chitakaidembe. Thank you for always following us on X, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all other social media platforms.